For today's Techmas video, we're going to talk about fonts and specifically how to change your fonts in Google Docs and then also how to change your font in Google Classroom. So to start off, we're going to click plus and a little Easter egg as a reminder for some of you and a new thing for those of you that may not know this yet, but to open up a new Google Doc without going to Google Docs is to type in docs.new, docs.new, push enter, and then it's going to load a brand new, fresh Google Doc. Now, when it finishes loading here, you'll see that your default Google Docs font is Arial. You can change that, and I'm going to show you how. The first thing I want to show you is that in addition to all of these fonts that are listed here, you actually have more options. If you click on More Fonts, it brings up this menu, and you can search all the different scripts. You can kind of filter it down by what type of font is good for doing a thing like making a display. So displays would be like, these are pretty good for making posters and such. You notice that they're sorted by popularity, but you can sort them by the date that they were added. So what's the newest font that's been put out there? So a lot of different options here. If you don't like what you see in the Google font menu, here's a place you can go and look for more. But going back to our simple text here, I'm going to type in a sentence. And again, it doesn't matter what it is. I'm just going to type I love Techmas. And then I want to change that. I don't like Arial, don't like how it looks. So I'm going to highlight it. And then I'm going to pick Lexand. I want this font to be my font every time I open a Google Doc from now on. So to do that, I'm going to highlight it. Click Format, hover over Paragraph and Styles, and then hover over Normal Text, and finally change it from Applied Normal Text to Update Normal Text to Match, and click on that. That's going to change it for now. If I want to make it to where it's my default, I need to do one more step. Go Format, Paragraph and Styles again, all the way down to Options, and then Save as my default styles. Now, when I open up a new tab and go to docs.new, when this finishes loading, the font isn't going to be Arial this time, but it's going to be Lexand. And there you go. You can see that Lexand is now my new default font. The next thing we're going to do is go over to Google Classroom. And we don't have a ton of options when it comes to changing the font of a post inside of Google Classroom, but you do have a way around it. So I'm going to open up my sample Google Classroom here. And then I'm going to click to make an announcement. And I'm going to put that same message. And there's no font menu here. There's nothing I can do to change this font. I can bold it, italicize, underline, but I can't change what it is. So a way to work around that is to open up a new tab. I actually did a video on this last year, but if you go to coolsymbol.com, and notice that it has some things you can change here, and I'm going to click Font Changer. And then it loads all these different fonts that you can get a preview of. I'm going to input some sample text. And let's just say I want to use block font. I love Techmas. And I want to decorate it. So I'm going to input my text if my computer would cooperate here. Notice now I have I love Techmas. I'm going to copy the text. I'm going to go back to my sample Google Classroom, and I'm going to push Control V, and now I have a new font style. One thing I will point out, though, it doesn't permanently change it. If I keep typing, it goes back to that default font. So if you're going to make a post using a different type of text, a different font, excuse me, if you're going to use a different font, you have to do it completely on a site like coolsymbol.com, get it all the way finished, copy it, and then paste it over into Google, and then it'll be in a different font than what the regular one is. So again, not a great workaround, but it is a workaround if you don't enjoy the fonts, how it looks in Google Classroom. If you have any questions,